What y'all listening to?
Limelight Highlight Podcast.
Welcome back, friends, family, friends of friends, families of families, and people who are just joining us for the first time. It's the Limelight Highlight Podcast, and I am your host, Jonathan Rosario. And this is the podcast that highlights all those doing good and good positive things and bringing them into the limelight to share with you guys on this nice, quick, and short, sweet podcast. I just want to start off by saying Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, to my mother, to my grandmother, to all the women in my family who are mothers, to all the moms out there doing whatever they can, sacrificing whatever they need to sacrifice and putting their children before them. Not the deadbeat moms and stuff, because just like there's deadbeat dads, there's deadbeat moms, and deadbeat moms can go kick rocks. But if you're a mom who's doing right by your kids and sacrificing and raising them the right way and not being terrible menaces to society, I salute you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and had a wonderful and lovely holiday. Now, just like any other special occasion, I want to give you guys a little brief history lesson on what Mother's Day is or how it came to be. Now, the American incarnation of Mother's Day, because I guess it started all the way like back in the Greek ages and stuff, but here the American incarnation was actually created by a lady named Anna Jarvis. And where was Anna Jarvis from? She was from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So you're welcome again, United States of America. And that was all the way back in 1908. And it actually became, well, that's when it was first observed. But it actually became an official holiday in 1914. And the reason that she pushed to make this a holiday was it was just made to honor motherhood and family life at the time where feminist activism was basically on the rise. Like I said again, you know, there's a lot of single moms out there, even moms in adult parent household. You do a lot of sacrificing. There's not a lot that men can do that women, as far as mother, like being nurturing mothers, there's just a big difference. I know there's single dads out there and whatnot, but we ain't talking about them today. It's Mother's Day. So shout out to all of y'all who sacrifice and do all those things. And speaking of sacrifice, one of the stories I actually wanted to go over today was about a woman named Sharonda Wilson. Now, there's this viral video going around because Sharonda Wilson is one of those moms who did a lot of sacrificing for her kid. And it's never too late to go to school, get a degree, you know, especially when you have kids a little early or whatever the case might be. So, you know, a lot of mothers, you know, even unexpected mothers who decide to keep their kids and want to raise them, they'll put their life on hold. I know my mom did. My mom did a lot of sacrificing. She still went to school and everything like that. But I remember her working 2 jobs. You know, she was doing everything she could to put me in a good school, to make sure I was out of trouble, you know, not doing any dumb stuff in the streets with my cousins or any of my friends that I made over the years. We butt heads a lot, we did, but I don't think that's rare, especially when you're like a teenage kid and going to high school and stuff like that. But anyway, all her sacrifices, everything that she did for me kind of put me on a good path. It got me to where I am today. And I'm in a very comfortable and good position. I live a very comfortable life. And that's all thanks to my mama. So, Mom, Elizabeth Negron out there, if you're listening to this, I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you very much. As well as the other women in my life, of course. But this is Mother's Day. So, back to the story of Sharonda Wilson. So, like I said before, Sharonda Wilson, she had to do some sacrificing, whatever the case might be, to raise her kid. And she went to go get her college degree a little late in life. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said before, it's never too late to get a college degree. It's never too late to change careers. You know, if you got the drive, you can succeed. So she was set to graduate from Ferris State University. And what happened was her graduation date actually landed on the exact same date where her son was going to walk and graduate from Central Michigan University. So what do you guys think she did? You know, she sacrificed, up until this point, she sacrificed her career, her education for her son to go and do that thing. So she did enough sacrificing, right? You think she's gonna? I'd say go get your degree. You waited this long, right? No. She ain't gonna do that. She's a good mom. Not that you're a bad mom if you did that, but she's a good mom. So she, instead of going to her own graduation, she decided she was gonna go to her son's graduation and watch him walk. Now, the reason I'm bringing up this story is because the president of Central Michigan University actually heard about her sacrifice, in a sense, saying, oh, she's going to skip out on her graduation to, attend her son's. Why not? It's her son. If I was a mother, I'd much rather see my son walk across the stage than do it myself. Now, so the president of Central Michigan University contacted Ferris State University and asked to confer her degree on behalf of FSU. Now, confer is basically like he asked them if he could grant her the degree or bestow on her diploma. So he got permission to do that, and that's exactly what they did. It was all by surprise too, because the viral video that I saw actually just shows it's like a 52-second clip, and it shows her son, arm around the mom, and the president of Central Michigan University just, talking about how he made the call, he got the permission, and then he starts to, give the graduation speech of how, with the power invested in me, bestowed you your bachelor's degree. So her son and herself got a bachelor's degree, and he said, you can now move your tassel to the from your right to your left. Or yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it is. And I never went to college, guys, so I don't know how all this stuff works. But from what the video showed, that's kind of what I'm trying to describe. And she did that. Her son is like screaming, fist in the air, just amping her up, and everybody else is just screaming. It was just a really good emotional video, in my opinion, because what an accomplishment that is, and what a feeling that would be, missing out your own graduation, going to your son's and getting your degree with your son by your side while you're getting your graduation. So I'm sure all the sacrificing that lady did was so worth it, and it was awesome. Like I said, they both got a bachelor's. I think his was in arts. I didn't really look up what hers was in. I just really enjoyed the story, and I thought, what a perfect story for a perfect time on Mother's Day, the weekend, the week of Mother's Day. And it's just something I really thought that you guys should hear. You guys should listen to and share. So if there's anybody out there whose mother has sacrificed, you know exactly what I mean. If you're a mother yourself, I know I'm kind of at that age now where all my friends that and my peer group that I went to college. I never went to college, guys. That I went to high school with, and even kind of in the Marine Corps. I guess that was my college. They're all starting to have kids. I got baby fever, but I ain't having no kids yet. I got a couple years still, but soon. But anyway, back to this. I just want to say shout out to all of you that I see on Facebook that I kind of grew up with friends and family, and I see how everybody's molding themselves into parents, especially from all the craziness that we used to do in high school. It is a really good feeling to see how you guys are raising your kids. So shout out to each and every single one of you mothers out there who is fighting hard to make sure you give the best life to your kid, because I know my mom did. And that's basically it for this podcast. I'm trying to keep them nice and short. I think it's probably the best way, and it's working, because what I do is I usually get weekly statistics on the podcast on how many listeners are tuning in, downloading, playing, or whatever the case is. And whoa, since the last podcast, it is exponentially grew. So it was a surprise to me. I try not to get hung too much up on the numbers, but man, did that feel good. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody giving me their compliments. I'm getting tagged, and I'm getting videos shared to me about certain positive, news stories and stuff like that they want me to share. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. And as I said, always, if there's anything you guys are involved in, anything you guys have witnessed or know that people are doing good and you think should be highlighted, it can be so small and insignificant as you may think it is, but the smallest things can make the biggest difference and help so many people. So once again, if there's anything you guys are witnessing or seeing, let me know. Write me in at limelighthhighlight@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or even if you want to tell me if you like the podcast or if you don't like the podcast or things you should see need to be improved or whatever the case might be, anything, voice your opinions, hit me up on there. And if you don't want to email me directly, you can follow me. Be sure to follow the Facebook page and the Instagram page. They're both at Limelight Highlight. And you can DM me on Instagram or message me on Facebook. I'll respond to those things as well. If you guys want to just keep up with me, my personal life, you can follow me on Instagram at JohnRio215. And I think that is it. Just want to say thank you again for all the listeners. Thank you for all the love, all the help. I really appreciate it. If you like this podcast, give it a like, subscribe, give me some ratings on whatever platform it is you're listening to, because the more ratings and the higher the ratings we get, the better. The more we'll get on people's, little news feeds, and the more people will hear the positive podcast, because everybody needs some positivity in their life. You know what I mean? And one last thing, if you guys could, I really would appreciate it if you left a rate after you leave a rating. If you're on iTunes or whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on, go ahead and leave a comment on how you feel about the podcast. I love hearing everybody's opinion, no matter what it is. So once again, I appreciate everybody out there. Last but not least, go out there, be humble, be helpful, pay it forward, be the best you can be. And this is the Limelight Highlight Podcast. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.